Lord. Oh, this YouTube. We're gonna have to do some thumbnail. Hello, hello, hello. Waiting on people to come in. I'm gonna change it because that's just ridiculous.
That's funny.
Oh. Okay, that one is always there. I think that one is us. I know somebody not signing out as soon as we go live. No, that can't be true. So we're just watching it later on. So let's just go on and get started because two issues. And storm because the system is moving so slow.
Oh, wait, it's a person that just go move past me. See, it's this one we're watching.
It is?
Yeah.
Okay.
They just left me.
Well, hello, hello. Thank you all for returning or visiting for the first time.
Oh.
I am Nneka.
I'm Kayla.
Or you can call me Miss Nneka. Just a recap of what King's Legacy Group is. We are a financial literacy platform that is bridging the gap between the youth and the mature adult to achieve generational wealth. Like today, we have our Sunday live videos geared towards our youth, ages 12 to 17. And our Wednesday live videos are geared towards our mature adults, both learning the tools and skills needed to develop and change our mindset for financial wellness that will keep us making good money decisions that will empower us for the rest of our lives. So, a disclaimer, like every video, information I or we share is based on our own experiences and practices. We're not giving suggested financial advice. You must do your own due diligence and seek professional advice when you feel the need to confirm or expand your understanding of the knowledge. Please, I advise you to go and do your own work because I am only sharing my insight and strategies into my financial wellness for my family. But the information that's being shared is the same strategies that the wealthy have developed throughout generations and share throughout their, all of this already existing for generations. So we just need to get off our butts and start following the same strategy. Again, King's Legacy is here to help you understand when you learn, you grow, and then you can earn the wealth that you desire. So a recap from last video, from last Sunday. Did you learn the last set of vocabulary words? And I'm speaking children and the parents. If you're here, include your kids. We all can give our kids time to play games on their phones and on the TV and watch relevant TV shows and TikTok and Instagram stuff that's not doing anything for our minds. We need to fuel our brain cells with information that's going to help us grow as people and financial security. So include your kids in this video. That's what Sundays are for, so that you can learn this information with your kids, or it just expose your kids to the information. so that they and you can start having conversations about words, which were savings, allowance, and bills. And Kayla went over those words on the last video. We went over the definitions and we gave examples of how those words and information relates to real life situations. Next thing is from the last video. I gave a suggestion about kids getting a checking account. So, parents, did you go get a checking account for your child or children? You only had to open it $25 minimum to start. Starting somewhere is better than doing nothing. You're not going to get anything from nothing. You can get something starting somewhere. So I hope that you made the started the process of doing that. I hope that you took the child with you, which you had to anyway, because the account has to be in your child's name. So if you have, kudos, you did a wonderful job. First step. Did your parent explain the process while you all were in the bank, even before you got to the bank? The conversation should have been in the car, on the bus, on the way to the bank, or walking to the bank. However you got there, the conversation between you and the child should have started then, explaining why you were doing what you were doing, explaining what discussing about process was being implemented in that child's checking account. So I hope that you were able to explain that efficiently so that the child could understand. If the child did not, if you, the child, did not, ask questions. Ask your parents to explain it further or to just recap what happened in that experience. Our kids are not going to learn everything first try. So we as parents have to be patient, and we as parents have to also make sure that we reiterate information so that it's not so easily forgotten. As I mentioned before, these conversations with our kids are vital. We need to talk to our kids, prepare our kids for life. Ayla is going to be 15 this year. Time is no longer creeping for her. So long she's gonna realize she's gonna wake up and she's 18. She's gonna be like, what time went? As we reach certain ages in our lives, although time is not actually moving faster, but because of life situations and stresses that we go under, experiences that we go through, drains our life energy. So time seems like it's moving faster. So once you hit high school, you're going to graduate high school, you're going to realize all that stuff you were worried about in high school don't mean a thing. Class reunion. And then adulthood kicks in. You are no longer a child. It is time for you to do things as an adult. That means added responsibility, accountability in your own actions. That just because you think you grown, life still has rules that you must follow. Yes, it doesn't end. So, this is about preparing our kids for life circumstances and empowering our kids with the knowledge to succeed and avoid unnecessary situations or outcomes. And that all comes with knowledge. That is the highest power that we can have as human beings. Information is power. So, I also mentioned before that these conversations with our kids can help develop or improve relationships between the two. When you when you engage in a common goal, um, you share common interests, you bond as parent and child. You bond for the benefit of your child approaching adulthood, because the conversations are going to change. They're going to get more. So this platform is a development tool for so many aspects of our life. Let's get started. Again, each video content can be viewed. Actually, I'm going to start uploading. I'm always busy. I'm going to make time tonight to update the website before I go to bed tonight. But please remember, putting pen to paper, that helps you retain the information better. Yes, you can go back and view this video at your leisure, on your phone, on your TV, whatever the case may be, sooner than later. I'm going to do my best to get me another computer this upcoming weekend so that the content is better viewed, with better quality. So when I start sharing my screen with information, you can have my phone and other devices. So with everything else that was mentioned last week, because like I said, we're moving on. I held on last week and recapped, went over the first video's information, because I know that's not everybody's in or viewing it live. They may view it later, or they may not get the information in time before the next video, which again, Sunday to Sunday, Wednesday to Wednesday. Sundays are for the youth, Wednesdays are for the adults. But eventually, the information will meet up. Okay? So let's talk about our new content for this week. What I would like for the youth to do. I want you all to think about a summer job that you can start so that you can start generating your own income. And I don't want to use the word side hustle. Yeah, side hustles are good, but I want you to have a mindset of starting a business. So let's just use the word business, not side hustle. Because business is business. If you're making money, it's a business. Okay? Hustling for me means struggle. There's no need to struggle making money. If you're doing the work to make money, then you are generating a business. So let's stay on the mindset of business, because in teaching this financial literacy to our youth and helping the adults to correct their bad behavior, money behavior, to do better, it's all about our mindset. And when we change our mindset and stay focused on that, we are going to be able to achieve so much. So let's keep the mindset on business. What we are learning now and teaching our kids now, yes, it's preparing them for success in personal financial literacy. But once you learn and master financial literacy in your personal life, you're being a business owner. So, kind of business that you can do. What we're going to do on next Sunday's video, we're going to do a checklist of all the different kinds of businesses you can start as a child. We're not going to do that today because we're still in the stepping stages, the learning stages of getting started. You can start for this summer. whether it's a business you do on your own or you ask your family for help, whatever the case may be. Think of at least 3. I was going to say 5. Think of at least 3 that you can start on your own. No matter what it is, don't lessons learned. That's going to be for the rest of your life. The things you do, as long as you try, even if you fail, the point is that you tried, and it's going to be lessons learned to help you make better decisions for the next time you want to try something. That's going. Making mistakes is okay. The problem is when you don't learn from those mistakes for the next time you want to try something. Okay? So sit down and discuss with your parents to get their input. Don't feel you have to do it alone. Now, if you are a child and you feel that you can't discuss this with your parent or parents for whatever reason, they say they're too busy or something else going on in their life, find someone you can talk to. And if you're on here, that means your parent has given you permission to view this. Send us a message. We'll read it. And if you have questions, then we will discuss with you or get back with you. But if you're able to discuss with your parent or parents first, then please do so. If not, we are here. I may not be able to respond immediately, but I will. I check my information on my platforms every day, not at a specific time, but I do every day. So, because I do have full time, shoot me a message on the YouTube channel. I'll get to you. So, when you discuss with your parents about the ideas, and once you have come up with 3 ideas, okay, with all 3 ideas, you need to do a checklist of what supplies you will need to do what you want to do. Is there any upfront cost needed? If so, how much? And how long would it take for you to execute starting the business? And there are some other questions, but I'm not going to give the rundown now. I'm going to give the rundown of those questions when we come back next Sunday, when we go over the list of summer jobs you can start. 3 choices of interested businesses. Okay? Once you figure that out, you need to figure out if you can handle the majority of the work yourself, or will you need your family help? If you do need family help, whether that be monetarily or time, that help needs to be, you need to figure out how much of it that you will need, how much you are asking of them. But keep in mind, this is your business. The majority of the time, okay, with you being a child, the money's going to come from your parents more than likely, unless you already have a savings or an allowance you've been saving. But if not, you still going to need some help from your parents monetarily and physical time. So you need to ask your parents. Don't just assume that they have the available time or how much time scheduled. Based on that time you need help, you schedule your time accordingly. That is called time management. Don't try to overwhelm yourself. Have you a think pad, something always near you, whether that be your phone or pen and paper, to write down your ideas, your thoughts, your concerns. so that you can discuss it later with your parent or whoever is mentoring you to help you get started. If you're serious about this, then you have to put in the work. Nothing effort and work. That's the reward for putting in work. If things were so easy in life, then we wouldn't need to be here stressing financial literacy to live a better life. So always remember, nothing in life is free. Anything worth having is hard work, is a strategy. A little bubble. And yes, Kayla will start her speech,
how to talk,
how to do better at it and pronounce her words clear. Because this is new for her, and I understand that. But yes, you all will be hearing her more and more. Trust me, it's part of her job description. Oh, gracious. Once you get your ideas and your thoughts in place, the next step is to put a plan of action in writing. Everything you do and everything you think needs to be in writing. That will help you plan your plan of action. Again, you can't just do things on the fly. If you don't plan ahead, you're going to fail. That's a bad of thinking, a bad way of executing goals, implementing objectives. So don't take shortcuts. Ask for help when you need it. Research the information of what you want to do. Prepare yourself. And don't give up when it gets hard, because it will get hard. You will have things that come into play. But that's okay. When you build yourself, your mental state, your drive, your ambition, your desires, your goals in life. Once you have those in mind, and it's okay. You learn what you need to learn doing. So next Sunday, you should think about at least 3 businesses you want to start, what it will take to do those 3, and if you need help, get the help that you need to help guide you through the process of your thoughts, of your thought process. Next thing I would like you all to do is to start a money challenge. Let's start with a simple, small money challenge. You and your family. If your family is not ready to do it, you do it on your own, especially if you get an allowance or if you do have side jobs that you do now. Like Kayla does babysitting on Fridays for my sister. And when she gets paid, she puts her money where it's supposed to go and keeps a percentage for her spending money. So the challenge that Kayla is on.
Not anything.
Okay, she's You take 100 envelopes, 100 envelopes, and you number them 1 to 100. Twice a week, she takes 2 of those envelopes. There's random envelopes. I mean, yeah, you can cheat and pick the 2 envelopes you want to put the money denomination in, but the challenge is supposed to be where you pick 2 random envelopes out of your stack of 100 envelopes. And whatever number is on those 2 envelopes, that's the amount of money that you put in those envelopes, seal them, and put them away. You do that twice a week. Every
Yeah, I remember.
Well, I'm sorry, your challenge is different. That's my challenge I'm talking about. I'm sorry.
I was getting confused.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was telling y'all my money challenge that I do.
I was like, hold on.
The one for Kayla is $5 a week.
I was like, wait, 100? That's 100. And I was like, okay, I
Sorry.
don't remember none of this.
That's we'll talk about that later, but the one I just mentioned, that's my money challenge. That's what I do. I take 2 envelopes, stack, and whatever number is on those envelopes is the amount of money
Like,
that
I
I have to
know.
put in those envelopes every week. And I take 2 a week. So at the end of the year, I can take all that money out and see how much I saved. And then that's when I designate where my money goes. I control where my money goes. Now, yes, this money challenge can be put in your savings account at your brick and mortar bank. Yes. But the main purpose of a money challenge that you have, the sole purpose of it. Yeah, you can do the same thing and put the money in your savings account at your bank. But the discipline of putting the money on a scheduled time in the envelope, sealing the envelope, because you can't open them until the deadline at the end of the year, and knowing that you have this money in your house, in your presence, you're not touching it. Honestly, what I do is I have to use my phone to remind me. I think that's part of me getting back on track with my self-discipline. I'm not touching the money, even if I probably need cash for a little gas in the car, or I want to go treat myself to lunch, or have a girls' day out of lunch. So I forget that the money's there. So that's a good thing. And if Kayla forgets, so I have to remind her when to do it. Kayla does hers once a month. So instead of her putting it in every week, she counts the number of weeks per each month. And based on the number of weeks in the month, that's the amount of money times 5 that she puts in the envelope. So either the month is going to be 20 or the month is going to be $25. So she just puts hers in once a month. Actually, she does 2 months at a time. And that's a good thing. She's ahead. If she did happen to forget, or I did happen to forget to remind her, she's already covered for. So there's nothing really I can fuss about.
Lucky me.
Shut up. So there are so many money challenges that you can research on YouTube. Just find one that fits you as a child, or find one that fits the family. Maybe the family can do a money challenge and everybody put in to the pile. Then at the end, you all see how much money you all have accumulated at the end. You all split the money at the end and you decide on where your money goes. And what I mean by where your money goes, you always need to save at least 30 to 50% of whatever money you generate. Always. You take 30 to 50% whatever your, I don't mean savings to put in your savings bank account. If you want to, that's all good and fine. I'm talking about a real savings that's going to generate more money from those savings. That's a later video. But once you put aside what you're going to put into savings and investing, then you need to figure out something you may need to take care of, a bill or of obligation. Even as a child, you may want to, as a child, you don't have a bill, but you may want to, let's say you get $500 from the family that put it towards savings and investing. Let's say because your parent gave you this great idea on saving money. This is how you know you done kept the lights on when you don't need them on. You left the refrigerator door open, using up energy. Have the TV on all through the night, using up electricity, increasing the utility bill. Let's give it an idea.
That's not me. I'm the TV.
I'm saying you can't. I'm just
saying like you okay. You can leave the TV on now.
And you want to contribute towards your school clothes or school supplies in conjunction with what your parents may spend. Mm-hmm. If you contribute your own money to it, then maybe you have more of decision making power in what they buy for you, as opposed to parents saying you don't get what I give you. So instead of me buying a cheaper pair of shoes, Kayla may want more expensive pairs. It works. Use some of that money to restart the money challenge again. That discipline will drive you to keep doing it again. You're going to find other ways to expand that money when you have reached those goals for those money challenges. But again, we're going to go over that in a later video. So, start a money challenge for yourself, or we might do a money challenge later on. But right now, we got other things to take care of, especially this week coming up, because I am opening Kayla's. Oh, those kids are not bothering my yard stuff. Lord have mercy, these kids got my nerve over here. But anyway, what was I saying?
What's that?
We're gonna go over that too soon. But the Roth, remember the Roth IRA I told you about, your custodial account where you invest in the stock market. Well, not the stash account that you have. That's I started her custodial stash account, which Stash is an app, brokerage app. I really was hoping to do it on Robinhood, but Robinhood doesn't have a custodial. She put her money into the Stash brokerage app, where she started buying her own stock. But that's another video also. Videos are in stages. So, but the Roth IRA, Kayla is able to have her own custodial account because she's employed with King's Legacy Group, of which she will be getting a paycheck on the company's bank account. Can you go check and make sure? Go check outside the front door, make sure them kids are not touching my stuff. Yeah, go ahead. You come back. So yes, so that is taxable. That is income that Kayla would be generating, and so she can get a Roth IRA account, a custodial account, and it is hers. I can't take back what we put into it, what I put in, I can't take it back. It belongs to her. She owns it. It is her money.
Mine. Oh, it's share.
That video to explain, choose the ETFs, the index funds, get into. Again, these are just my suggestions based on my own opinions and research. Just to help give you some insight on when you are ready to do it, then you will know what you need to have in place first before you actually start the account. Start a money challenge. Whatever suits you, how much money you get in allowance or side jobs that you have as a child, challenges. But pick the one that's best suited for you and discipline you need. Because this discipline will help you do other things that we bring up later on. The discipline, see, the knowledge. That is the foundation that's needed to get these levels that we need to get to. Because you can't get to these, you can't achieve these strategies unless you understand what you're doing. You just want to read the first one. Okay, so the next thing is, again, Kayla, I still haven't done her interview yet, of which her interview is going to be live. I'm letting her test things out to see whether she really wants to be keeping eye on her to see whether she has self-initiative, whether I have to explain every single thing to her. She's not being motivated to learn on her own. So this is a little. This is the pre-probationary. Probationary don't start until I actually hire her. But have the interview first, and I'm going to share that interview. It's because she's my child. That doesn't give her any leeway. So whether she was somebody off the street I was hiring, I'm going to treat her the same way and have the same expectations, or you will be fired. And she can get her job at McDonald's when she turned 15, or whatever site into working a regular working with family. So this is all up to Kayla. Of course, I want her by my side, but if she's not ready and needs more training, then she's going to have to wait until she shows me that she wants to do better. I love you.
Love you too.
So, what parents need to do if you already have a business, you should hire your child. So, you can go and read all that. Read 1 through 7. So, parents that have a business now, you want to.
I don't want to read the first one.
What?
I just want to read the first one.
Okay, but read the first one then.
Okay. So, parents that have a business now, hire your child as your employee. Oh, that's okay.
You said child and children at the same time.
No, it did.
Yes, you did. We're gonna go back and listen to it. You gotta stop being nervous and pronounce your words.
Okay.
So read it again.
Hire your child as your employee.
Okay. Actual interview and explain the job description. You should type out the job description and treat it as a real interview and give it to the child to read and understand. You gotta give a clear expectation of what you expect as the boss, as the manager, because it's no longer parent and child. When y'all work together, it's boss and employee. And that goes for any family member that works for you in a business. It's not family members, it's boss and employee. But again, give a clear expectation, responsibilities that they are given, an outline of OJT, which is on the job training. They should always be paying attention, always learning, always wanting to learn more than the job description. This is teaching work ethics. Work ethics that they can learn and grow with you public in a business. Make sure you have the required documents on file for their employee record, which means we're going to go through all that details later when I go over actually hiring your child as an employee. But your RS forms, whatever you may need, I-9s and all that, it doesn't have to be the stamp thing if you don't have one, depending on what kind of, if it's at a in-home business, you don't have to go buy no time stamp machine. Just use your Excel, use QuickBooks, whatever the case may be. Create a record, and the time that they work is based on the time that they are paid. What their pay is should be in the job description. All of that. When you interview, go over all of that. When you all see the interview that I give with Kayla, take note. This is about teaching them. Because if they go on a job interview outside of your business, they need to be prepared also. They need to understand how to answer interview questions. They need to understand what they need to be prepared going to an interview, how to dress for an interview, how to posture themselves in an interview, how to speak clearly in an interview, and to know what questions to ask the employer in the interview. So this is all a learning process, but it's also teaching your child, again, the relationship between boss and employee, not parent and child, because that doesn't apply in the workplace. There is no favoritism. There is no leeway. There is no tantrum throwing. There is no attitude. Attitudes get you fired. Insubordination gets you fired. Lack of performance gets you fired. That's any job in life. So why would it be any different in your business? Hiring your child. Pay your child with a company check, not cash, not a handwritten personal check, but pay them from a company check and put into their checking account. Teaching them from the get-go. And work out. Yes, it's your child working for a check. If your child is still a minor and you're teaching them financial literacy, creating good money habits, developing good critical thinking skills for good decision making, have a discussion on what the paycheck, how the paycheck will be split, what you will have left over to do with at your desire. But the rest of it, it has to be managed. You control where your money goes and how it grows. This is information I have to pass on to Caleb. This is information you should pass on to your child if they're working for you. Okay? And of course, we all know when they work for you, you can write it off on your taxes. But again, I will go into complete details about too soon to talk about. Well, not too soon, but sooner than the child is your employee. So, like I said, if you all don't know me and those that do know me, you will get all the information broken down when the topic comes up. But today is just giving the mindset to start thinking, starting money. If you have a business now as a parent or plan on having a business, the first employee should be your child or your children. They should be your very first employees before you start hiring experienced professionals. Because my thing is, if you have business, it's supposed to be a family business, isn't it? Yeah. So the information and knowledge starts with us. The whole point of this platform, it starts with us. It's our responsibility to teach our kids. Tips. Ask my child a filing box. Folders for, file keeping. Get one of those for your child. And I'll explain why in a later video. If you can, get one of those. And that will start filing settledhood before age 18. Kids, if you get an allowance, take 50% of your allowance to start your money challenge. I'm not going to ask you to do too much else with your allowance other than that right now. So, right now, put it in your money challenge. Just to get started. If you're going to do a money challenge that involves having envelopes, you can get everything you need from the dollar store. A box of envelopes, pens, markers. You can even get a little pocket accordion pocket folder to put the envelopes in. Get you a notepad to keep track of your money challenge and confirm when you put money in. So whatever you put on paper, it match how much you have saved up the time you take it out. You're supposed to seal the envelope. You don't open the envelopes until the end of the challenge. If you want to watch Kayla's money challenge video, so funny. If you want to watch Kayla's money challenge video, it's on TikTok, and you can see my TikTok account. You can see it in the description box at the end of every video. But it is Nneka Edutainment, which is Nneka KEDUPAINMENT. Nneka Edutainment. But again, it will be in the description box. And you can just click it and you can see the video that we did for Kayla's money challenge. So for next week, hold on.
Okay. So the next set of vocabulary words are
What?
I said. The next set of vocabulary.
Just speak up.
Okay. So number 1, books. Number 2, information. Number 3, reading.
Speak up.
4, learning. 5, writing. And 6, knowledge.
Okay. So next week, you all need to learn the next set of vocabulary words, which Kayla indicated is books, information, reading, learning, writing, and knowledge. When we come back next week, we will go over the meanings and go over relatable life circumstances for the vocabulary words for you to gain some understanding. Or use these words, you're not going to retain the information. Okay? So you have your money challenge as far as your child understanding about bills. Because bills was in the last vocabulary. Let your child see the utility bills that you pay in the household. Explain the information on the utility bills. And explain why you may fuss about keeping the lights on when they're not needed or in use, keeping the TV on long. Anyway, how to reduce the usage on the bills. Talk to your child about that, and it could change their mindset into understanding and being more mindful of how they use the energy. Staying in the shower too long, if you have a gas bill, or if you pay a gas bill or a water bill, staying in the shower too long. The little things you can do to cut down the use of time on these utility bills and give you more money. You have to less money that you need to pay on the bill. So teach your child that so they can start thinking on that. How can I help my mom? How can I help my parents not have to pay so much on the bill? And then the extra money, I mean, you can also use it as an incentive. Like, hey, if you start being more mindful of your usage of the utilities, we can decrease the bills, then we could probably spend more time out at a movie or go to a favorite restaurant of that child. If you really need to throw an incentive their way for them to get it and understand and start doing better, then okay, do it for now. But talk to your kids about what's going on with you in life, your responsibilities as their parent. It don't have to be a full blown out conversation and you just divulge everything that's wrong or everything you stressing about. But again, just start with utility bills. Let them see what it's about. Matter of fact, I'm gonna show you now because Taylor just been paying towards her cell phone bill. I told her that when she turns 15, when she does get an outside job, well, she will pay one bill in this household. Yeah. Either it's going to be the smallest, the full amount of the smallest bill, or part of a larger bill. You use it. You can, next week on Wednesday live, tune in. I'm even going to share. So that is it. Next time, take care of yourselves and know that knowledge is real power.
Bye.
Bye. Have a good day.
Ooh.
I'm hungry.
Me too.
You want a salad or something else?
Something.
I ain't trying to spend no money. So that means I gotta cook.
Yes.
I just got off work. Why don't you cook me
And
something?
the lie.
Something. No. No. Why don't you cook me something? You ain't even clean the kitchen. You was cleaned yesterday.
What you
You
mean?
supposed to clean it Friday.
I wasn't here Friday.
Before you left Friday. Before you left Friday.
It wasn't that many dishes.
Those same dishes in there.
It wasn't that many. Wait, it was. Oh yeah.